Is marriage really worth it? Is marriage really worth it? It is, guys. Once you view it more than just a piece of paper, because it's just not a piece of paper when it comes down to getting a divorce, So it can be very critical. And then, it needs to be taught in the right way as well. All we know is just we need to get married, you know what I'm saying? If we not married, we in fornication, things of that nature. So it makes people go against the grain on it, like, why should I? You know what I mean? If it's all just fornication. I see married people fornicating. I see married people commit adultery, So these things do take place, but I say that it is obtainable once you know that you're ready for that commitment, and know that it's going to be ordained by God, going into this where you and your partner minds can sync together, like Wi-Fi, like equally yoked, where they sync, y'all are synced in, where you feel her and she feel you, and to the point to where it's just so unique, to the point to where y'all grow through life, learning together, also understanding each other more, because y'all two different individuals, from two different backgrounds, and uniquely different, so it's like with the uniqueness, it's like it's kind of rare to where you don't understand, because typically when you become married, nobody talks about marriage, man. It's like, married? You really want to be married? It's like, yeah, I want to be married one day, so it's like, it's just not that common topic, and like I say, we hear it in the churches to where it's like being married, it's just, and then after that, you don't hear nothing else about it. It's like, dang, so I don't hear nothing else about it. You don't even teach me the steps of being married. It's like, what really I need to face, look forward to. So knowing what you got to look forward to and face, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to take a challenge. It's going to be a hectic challenge, because this is of God. This is a covenant that God has covenanted together, so when there's a covenant from God, and you're not going about it the worldly way, or having multiple partners, committing adultery, being an abomination of sin, feeding the flesh, you really do have some discipline where you want to stay committed to your partner and continue to grow. That way, this is a challenge, That's why what makes marriage such of a challenge, because we're not told that the devil want to come, kill, and destroy. The devil want to come in and take your wife and take your husband. Wanted that division, wanted it to be divided, so that's why some people, man, they just put up with mess, man, deal with the partner, deal with it, and it looks bad to the world, to where it's like, dang, man, is marriage really like that? You could deal with everything, Only thing that I'm against when it comes down to marriage is, three major things. If Buddy gay, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, if he like men, cut him off. You need to go ahead and eliminate that relationship right there, right away. Because it's endangering your health. It's making you look bad. You know what I mean? In due time. And then also adultery. Divorce right away. That person keep committing adultery, over and over. It's endangering your life. It's making you look bad in the end, And then thirdly, it's going to be beating you, If your husband beating you, put his hands on you, this, that, and another, you okay with that? You know what I'm saying? Divorce that. You need to get away from that, because somebody's going to end up getting hurt. It's going to look bad for you, So, but other than that, the other little things of life, man, you can kind of work through it, Stay true to one another and you can work through it. But who's typically trying to tell you about being married? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody finna tell you about being married. They don't want you to know. That's one of the most hidden secrets, you know what I'm saying? Like being a father, They don't want you to know, man, about marriage, man. Just, if you're not married, you could be in fornication, But marriage is going to be a challenge. And I don't believe in divorce, unless it's those three major things, like I say. And I repeat them again, that's going to be if the person is gay, adultery, and beating you. Other than that, I feel like it's like this here. Y'all going to grow together, be equally yoked, face challenges of life together, and do it sober minded. You know what I'm saying? That's a hint right there. That's the number one hint I want to throw out there to having a successful keep for marriage. A successful keep for marriage. You know, I put that word together, but you want to keep that person. But I guarantee you, if y'all both sober minded, you know, and y'all focusing on God, God will lead you and guide you in that relationship. He will guide you and lead you in a relationship, you know. But if you getting, you know, you getting geeked up, you know what I'm saying? You getting drunk and you trying to work with that woman or you trying to work with that man, you know, it's kind of hard, man, because you got so many other things coming into your mind setting to offset your setting where it keeps you from being synced in to be equally yoked, you know, brain to brain with you and your wife, brain to brain with you and your wife. I mean, like synced in, y'all are committed to one another to where it's so deep that you understand her to the T. And she is so deep that she understands you to the T, you know, because it's soberness. And you got so much to give when you sober, you know. You got so much to offer to your kids, you know, your wife. You got so much to offer in those circumstances of being sober. So that's a hint right there to being in a longevity marriage, you know. Not knocking the people that do it their way, but I just want to, you know, throw some things out there that I know that will work, you know. And like I say, marriage will be, you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. But keep in mind and note this as well, that God ordained marriages, you know. And in the concept of God ordaining marriages, you got to view it from the world perspective, you know. If everybody was married, you know, there wouldn't be no fatherless kids out there, motherless kids out there, you know, because they stuck it out with the person they got married to, versus just the self-pleasure. Oh, I like this person, boom. A child is born and it's like, oh man, I really don't like they baby daddy, or I really don't like this baby mama, you know what I'm saying? So I'm finna skirt deuces, I'm out the way, you know. But if you do it the right way and just get married, see, that's what they don't teach, you know what I'm saying? Why marriage is so important, you know. That's why it's important, because it keeps the family in a committed relationship under one roof. You know, those kids get a chance to really experience mama and daddy under one roof, you know, not be it spread it out. Some in foster homes, some, you know, got stepmothers, and some have stepfathers. They're not in those type of circumstances, you know. So that's why God ordained marriage. And then another one too, it can protect you from diseases, you know, because it's a committed relationship. You know, you're not sleeping around, you know, you're being committed to your partner, you know, and knowing that one person, you know, can satisfy you, you know. We're taught in the world that one person just is not good enough, you know. And once you got it in your mind and you program that one person's not a good enough, you know, then you go to weighing your options, and then weighing your options and dealing with this even wicked world already. It adds sin on top of sin, and not knowing that you on a covenant with God. You know, some people forget the covenant. They just look at it as it's a piece of paper. It's a business at this point. We just together, or I got my title, I dropped the ball, I just do what I want to do. No, it's not that type of concept. We got to stay devoted, you know what I'm saying? And when I say devoted, we got to stay committed to, you know, what we have here to build, you know. And what we're building here, you know, is something that's always going to be challenged by the world. Always going to be challenged by the world. Because you're doing it the right way, you know. And the right way is, you know, being married, keeping your kids together under one roof, and staying focused on what you and your family are building together. That's your own unique family at that point. You know, and God stresses that in the Bible, you know. So I just want to say that, you know, it is critical to be married, you know. And now I do know that, okay, we have in this society now to where it's like married people cheat the most. I see it a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, they married, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of discourages you. But it's just kind of like this here, you know. And the best parable to use that kind of like sinks in with that from what you see, it's just like people that's believing in faith and some don't. Some gonna believe in marriage and some people are not gonna believe in marriage, you know. And it just goes back to like some believe in faith and some people don't. So you gotta mind your business. You gotta mind your business when it comes down to your marriage. You can't have the marriage that you see from the people that you watch on TV every day, or that you watch on YouTube every day. That might not be how God ordained your life to be set up, you know, for your marriage. It might just be for you to see their marriage and, you know what I mean, strengthen your mindset that hopefully one day you can have that concept within your marriage. But do that mean that that's going to be the way your marriage is? No. Because everybody was uniquely made differently, and everybody's household going to be ran differently, you know. So I say to say this, that you got to mind your business when it comes down to being married. You got to mind your business. You can't be looking at how Jane Doe and Luann do they marry. You can't look at Jane Doe and Luann how they do they marry, you know. And you be like, darn, man, how the world, you know, they marry, and I see him over here on this side of town, I see her on this other side of town. It's crazy, guys, but it's worth it. And I don't want to take this video too long, but just know being married is worth it, guys. Until next time, God bless y'all.